Hi, I'm actually recording this after to let you know I'm very aware I don't have even my half-assed Jerry Seinfeld today. As we will uncover as you listen to today's podcast, I realize the pollen in my backyard got to me. I have no voice, and I was trying to do half-assed Jerry, which is already not the best Jerry impression to begin with, but it's half-assed Jerry, and I'm aware I didn't even do a good half-assed Jerry today. Are you intrigued? Let's listen.
Caloroga Shark Media.
Ho, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Apparently, Jerry Seinfeld did not enjoy not being the lead story on this podcast because he's back, baby. Apparently, Jerry got choked up on Tuesday while recalling his trip to Israel after October 7th. He was on Honestly with Barry Weiss. They covered a wide range of topics that got picked up all over the place. Let's recap. Jerry said that he often tells the audience that he loves that young people are trying to get engaged with politics, but their aim needs to be corrected. So silly. It's like, they want to express this sincere, intense rage, but again, a little off target. Jerry called his visit to Israel the most powerful experience of his life. Weiss said, "Really?" Jerry quietly said, "Sure, yeah." He was asked why. Jerry pauses for a long moment. Weiss asked, "Are you thinking of someone in particular?" Jerry nodded, rubbed his nose, pulled out a handkerchief, sniffled, and said, "Sorry." In a different section, he talked about the protesters and told Barry, "I love these young people. They're trying to get engaged with politics. We just have to correct their aim a little bit. They don't seem to understand that as comedians, we really don't control anything. It's like they want to express this sincere, intense range, but again, a little off target. So that, to me, comedic." Seinfeld then compared both political parties to mobs. They're mobs, believe in their own crap, right? That's what a political party is. We're going to make up a bunch of nonsense, and we all agree to it. Let's print up some bumper stickers and get out there, kids. That's politics. We're tribal animals. We're social creatures. We look for agreement and consensus. I'm aware I don't even have my good half-ass Jerry Seinfeld today. I'm at about third-ass today. I hear it. I'm trying. I wasn't even planning on recording this one. I had one that I'm going to use tomorrow. My schedule's a little busy this week. I wasn't even planning on doing this one. Then I saw the Jerry story. We're tribal animals. We're social creatures. We look for argument and consensus. We're driven by agreement and consensus, and mob rule gives us a comfort, gives us certainty. It's all BS. Another section, Jerry goes, "As a man," Weiss cuts in and goes, "Are you sure you are? I did not hear pronouns. I always wanted to be a real man, but I never made it. In that era was JFK, was Muhammad Ali, was Sean Connery, Howard Cosell. That's a real man. I want to be like that someday. No, look at how I dress, like an 8-year-old. I never really grew up. You don't want to as a comedian. It's a childish pursuit, but I miss a dominant masculinity. I like a real man. That's why I love Hugh Grant. He felt like one of those guys I wanted to be. He knows how to dress. He knows how to talk. He's charming. He has stories. He's comfortable at dinner parties. Knows how to get a drink. That stuff. Never mind Jerry Seinfeld. I don't even have my own voice today. Excuse me." Weiss asked, "Do you think punching down is a thing? Like, is that a real phenomenon?" "No, I don't. Comedy's extraordinary simple. Binary outcome event. It's funny or it isn't. And nobody cares really about anything else. They talk. It's a lot of talk. What we really hate is when someone does something that's not so funny, we didn't laugh, and now I'm going to criticize it because it didn't make me laugh." I really wish I had my good Jerry today. That was good stuff. I just don't have it. I apologize. Oh, wait, there's more. Reviews of Unfrosted. The only reviews I want to read are the absolute worst reviews that the movie received because there's nothing funnier to me than people complaining that I didn't laugh because they want to laugh. If you're built right as a stand-up comic, you don't give a flying ... I'm doing this gig, I'm getting my laughs, getting the money, I'm getting the hell out of here. And then your review comes out and I'm in another city doing the same thing. There's no one opinion has any value. Comedians live on groupthink. Whatever the group thinks, that's the vote. We don't have to take a vote. That vote's been taken on that joke. You can hate it. It's still a great joke because the laugh is still there. Dave Chappelle is playing Kenya tonight. The sudden show was announced less than 48 hours before the gig. Caught many Kenyans by surprise, with many expressing regret at not being able to attempt the icon's maiden performance at the Louis Leakey Auditorium due to the abrupt ticketing. Tickets were going for 7,000 local currency units. A source told the Nairobi News. The small and intimate venue, I almost read it as Jerry. The small and intimate venue was a condition set by Dave. He even wanted it to be a smaller audience of 100, so even 300 was a push. It's funny. Nairobi News source sounds more like Jerry than my Jerry did. I'm awful today. I'm trying. A local comedian, Siru Mwangi, said, "I will be one of 2 opening acts for Dave Chappelle. Even my wildest dreams, I had not seen this. The other opener, Lou Savali, added, as a comic, this isn't even in your wildest dreams, but this Wednesday, I'm opening for Dave Chappelle in Nairobi, Kenya. Believe the hype. Gazette.com spoke to Josh Blue, who's a really cool dude. I met him. It's got to be over a decade now, but he was really cool. His girlfriend is experiencing unusual vision problems, Josh said. We tried to figure out what it was, and it evolved, and now the bit is, my vision is getting worse, and I can't pinpoint when it started, but it was shortly after the solar eclipse. He says jokes can come out of anything. My girlfriend going blind should not be funny. Newsweek published, I'll call it a garbage article, but I needed one more story today. The headline, Joe Rogan slams his producer during podcast. Oh no, what could have possibly happened? Newsweek tells us. Joe's there. He's talking to two guests, and they're about 50 minutes in. The guests are talking about the possibility of artificial intelligence detecting human suffering. Rogan then cut into a complaint to producer young Jamie. Rogan said, you know what? I'm suffering, Jamie. This coffee sucks. I don't know what happened, but you made it. It's literally almost like water. Can we get some more? Rogan then poured the contents out of his mug. He told his guests, we're going to talk about this after I'm caffeinated up. This is the worst coffee I've ever had. It's like half strength or something. I don't know what happened. This is Newsweek I'm sourcing. Newsweek. This is an article in Newsweek, who tell us that the trio then settled back into the conversation. However, 10 minutes later, Rogan said, Jamie, this is still super watered down. Jamie said he had just put water in and advised Joe Rogan to let the coffee sit for a second. Rogan said, I'm telling you, dog. Jamie said, there's a ton of coffee in there. Rogan said, all right, I'll stir it up. We'll figure it out. Some TV for you to watch. I'm catching up on the new season of Hacks. Really digging it so far. I think I'm 3 episodes in. I'm up to the one that is about late night. That's all you need to know about that one. I wanted to watch Tires. I logged into Netflix, or I tried to log into Netflix. The entire family was home, and Netflix was like, too many people logged in. Sucks to be you. So I went back to watching Hacks. Let's check in with Jim Gaffigan, who you can just hear all the coolness, and, he wasn't exactly the Fonz, but all the coolness just sucking out of him every time he promotes this bourbon. He was on with Rich Ice, and let's listen.
So this is
Father Time Bourbon.
Father Time Bourbon. And by the way, like Bert, by the way, Bert and Tom's vodka, everyone should buy that. Uh-huh. But this is a different thing. This is a limited batch. I was approached to do a celebrity spirit a couple times. Uh-huh. And I was like, I was worried because sometimes the celebrity spirits aren't good. Mm-hmm. And I also didn't want it to appear like a cash grab.
Yeah, we don't want to make it seem like a cash grab, Jim. We don't want that to happen. That would be terrible if anybody got that impression.
And so I called a friend after the last time I was pitched, and I was like, from Louisville, from college.
Yes.
And I was like, can't we just buy a couple barrels and do our own? And he goes, yeah, we could. I mean, it might be a pain in the ass and you might lose money, but we can do it.
I-95 asked comedian Greg Stone about his opinion on the totally non-existent pizza war. DJ Dave said, you're originally from New Jersey, you live in Queens, and you work in Connecticut. We, here in Connecticut, had a congressional delegation from New Haven right now down in D.C. trying to say that Connecticut makes the best pizza in the United States. Have you had the New York and you fire up over this debate? I can't even speak. I'm realizing right before I did this, first world problem, I was cleaning pollen off the pool. That's what's going on here. All right. This is a mess today. I get it. Okay, so Greg Stone is responding to who has the best pizza. Greg says, I'm going to not be funny here. I'm going to be very serious. This is what makes me furious. The best pizza is such a dumb thing. Everything has to be a competition. Everything exists and it's amazing. New York pizza is unbelievable. People will crap on Chicago. Connecticut has unbelievable pizza. My favorite place is this spot called Bar. They have this mashed potato pie in New Haven. Unbelievable, but they don't have to fight. It doesn't have to fight a deep dish. I had this conversation the other night with Glenn when we went to the Rolling Stones concert. We were talking about this exact thing. Chicago pizza, awesome. New York City pizza, awesome. They're not at all the same thing. We can enjoy both. Greg Stone says, it doesn't have to fight Nona's in Queens, which is one of my favorite pizzas, Nona's 1977. I'd put it against almost anything. It's all great. And I think we should stop fighting and we should come together and just be a pizza family. And that, because I'm losing my voice, is your comedy news for today. All right. I feel bad. There was probably a better version of this podcast to be done today, but I didn't even have my half-assed Jerry. It sucks. All right. See you tomorrow.